Um, wow, that was quite a tribute. Thank you, Kim Clark-Chavnis, for that. Thanks, Dr. Lloyd Axworthy. Should definitely start by thanking Melanie Berry and everyone at Caris for honoring us with this award. I'd like to thank Eric and Rob and everyone at Coalition, the members of OLP for kind of allowing me to take this other half of my artistic journey. I'd like to thank my mom especially, who's here tonight, my dad and Chantal's parents for kind of supporting us when maybe against their better judgment when it could have been dangerous where we were going. I think when we stand here tonight, it's really important to note or to make that distinction that we accept this award really on behalf of all the people that actually wake up every day and try to do worthwhile and virtuous things. You know, the good people at War Child, the folks at CAMH or Kids Help Phone, or the Aspers, or everyone who's involved in building this incredible human rights museum here in Winnipeg. Those are the great people. Those are really the truly virtuous. And if there's anything I really take away from this journey and this award, it's that great people like those people have this unique ability to make regular people like myself and Chantal feel like we too can be great. So on behalf of all those people and the charities, you've changed my life forever, and I thank you.
I don't know if okay, there it is. I wasn't sure if my speech was there. Before I get to that, I just want to say how much I love my husband, and I'm so honored to go through life with such a great, brave, open, compassionate human being.
I ditto that.
That's really, I think, where a lot of the strength and ideas come from for our collaboration, our ultimate collaboration as a couple. So I also would like to thank our parents who are here this evening. I would like to thank Caris and everybody there as well. I'd like to thank Sam Feldman and Shaw, Salzburg, and Vesna Pejkovic for all their support, and to Mike Roth, who was formerly at Sony, for signing me based on a very compassionate song that I wrote called Surrounded a long time ago, so that's very meaningful. I'd like to add that this week I had the honor of sharing a platform with Dr. Dennis Mukwege of the Panzi Hospital in Eastern Congo. Dr. Mukwege repairs the bodies and the lives of women after they have been raped as a war intimidation tactic. There's a woman named Alice who has been compassionately serving victims of this horrific act of violence and working with Dr. Mukwege and his staff at the Panzi Hospital for a long time. And she's been opening up her home to victims. And she's been helping them to rehabilitate, helping them to learn to cope with their new situation, physical, psychological, and otherwise, to rehabilitate them from these harsh realities and the stigma that they inevitably suffer as a result of their plight. Alice in the past had been threatened that she too would become a victim of this systematic raping, and so she'd been told that this would happen to her as well, so that she would know how the women that she helps will actually feel. But she told Dr. Mukwege, I think even this year, that she wasn't worried about these threats because now she was nearing 60 years old, and who would want to bother with her? She wasn't too concerned. But then 2 weeks ago, they came to her home, and they raped her over and over, and in the process, her husband, who was of course trying to protect her, desperately was killed in front of her, as were 2 of their 9 children, and the rest were forced to helplessly watch. So now Dr. Mukwege and his staff, through the generosity of so many, some in this room, were prepared to now save the life of this woman who had been basically on his team helping other victims of war and rape in Eastern Congo. As Dr. Mukwege was leaving the hospital the other day to come to Winnipeg to inspire and educate and empower more kind and compassionate human beings, and what better place to come to do so than Winnipeg, Manitoba. He saw Alice as he was leaving, and she said to him, "Dis allô à Winnipeg pour moi, dis merci pour reconnaître moi et les femmes ici qui sont les victimes." Basically, she said, "Say hi to Winnipeg for me." And she said, thank everybody there for their compassion and tell them not to forget me and my sisters here. In short, sometimes I believe it feels as though when an injustice happens, it feels like we're responsible. But sometimes when an injustice happens that we learn of, it feels like it's happening to us and we're the victim. But whatever that feeling is that's stirred inside of us, I believe that it is truly a call to action that we inherently have inside of us from God or the universe. Raine has a song in his solo work called SOS, which I love, and he says in it, "If I send out an SOS, will you be there? Are you my friend, or am I defenseless?" So thank you, all of you, very much for your love and trust and support over the past many years, so that through music I can be there, be a friend, and not leave my sisters and brothers defenseless. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.